like that. Okay, we're live. Hey guys, thank you so much for jumping on tonight. We are so excited to hang out with you. We hope that you have your glass of kombucha, or I know that I'm personally drinking wine tonight. I don't know what the ladies are drinking. So I hope that you grab your favorite beverage, and we're just gonna share with you, what we're passionate about, what we love about what we do, and then answer any questions that might come up in the Facebook group. We know that we are kind of like streaming from that. So if you have questions, pop them in there. I'm gonna have my phone a little bit later, so we'll monitor the questions. So I'm just gonna start sharing my screen. It's gonna kind of look like an 80s rave party for a hot minute, and then we'll dive in. So just give me 1 second while I launch that. And I feel like the 80s rave party is starting to happen. Give me 1 second. Okay, perfect. So you're here tonight just to get your questions answered, and we just want to share with you what coaching is. And so you may not even know like what we do as coaches, and it may be a completely foreign concept to you, like it was for me whenever I got started. I had absolutely no clue. I didn't understand. I just kind of stumbled my way through. So maybe that's you tonight, or maybe that you've been part of one of our amazing fitness and accountability groups, sometimes known as challenge groups. Maybe you're a part of that and you're like, hey, I really love this, and I would love to make this into a business and help other amazing women feel the way I feel. Whatever situation you're in right now, we hope we're gonna cover all of that for you and get all of your questions answered. So tonight, your hosts are some of the most amazing coaches that I have ever had the pleasure and honor of meeting. So Suzanne Beck is an amazing coach. She's been a coach, I believe, for somewhere around 6 years. Suzanne, you can interject if I'm completely off on that. She is one of the top leaders in our company. I know that, when certain maybe like ranks or, crazy stuff like that is thrown around on social media, you're like, what the heck is that? I don't even understand. Just know that these women are amazing leaders. They all represent a top 1% or less in this company. So you're talking to women, you're hearing from women that really know what the heck they're talking about. Molly Pearden isn't available to be with us tonight. She has an amazing story, but hopefully you'll get to hear from her and learn from her in the future. Alexandra Street has been a coach for a couple of years. I want to say around the 3 or 4 range. I really should have gotten these specific specs before we started, but these girls are just friends, so we don't really talk specifics that often. We just brainstorm and build big businesses. So she's such a sweetheart, you guys. Her story is so powerful. But again, just a phenomenal coach and so much drive and passion. If you follow her, like her passion exudes from her page. Melissa, who's in your lower left-hand corner, the gorgeous beauty in the black shirt, she is a person that, much like me, was kind of involved in corporate America. We have a little bit of different start in our corporate America, but both of us really relate to people that were in that, in the 9 to 5 grind and stuff like that. And then you see me in the lower right-hand corner. I've been a coach for about 2.5 years, and we just love what we do. We're just a bunch of girls that just, decided to just do something different in our lives and just go for it. We had t-shirts made for our Punta Cana trip. I don't know if you saw any of our pictures, but our tagline was just a girl that decided to go for it. And that could not be more true. You can what if, how if I should, things to death. And I did that for 9 years. And things really don't shift and they don't change until you make the change. And so we're just all girls that just decided to go for it. So I'm going to get into the meat because I know that you guys have questions. And hopefully we'll get those answered for you. So Beachbody was launched back in 1998. So that's kind of ancient now if you think about it. But they were a really successful infomercial company. So they really, they had it going on. So you really probably recognize names like P90X. It became a household name in home fitness in about 2003. But what they found is people were more successful in completing the program when they had sort of a buddy system. So back in the day, and I don't know if Facebook was super popular back then because I wasn't on Facebook, but there was like these message forums and people encouraging each other back and forth. And Beachbody said, okay, we kind of have two choices right now. We can go retail and we can throw these on the shelves of Walmart and Target and just kind of really push into that market because it's time for us to expand. Or we can create some kind of community where people are helping other people, and these don't have to be fitness experts and these don't have to be nutrition experts, but they're genuinely just people that are starting a journey and they're like, hey, come on this journey with me. That's all a coach is, you guys. And so, you know, even though we might get really fancy with our selfies sometimes, we're just people helping other people, people that have started with a program and have just said, hey, link arms with me and let's do this together. So in 2007, Team Beachbody launched, which it seems very recent compared to 1998. So that was just like 10 years ago. So this is a very, in the scheme of business, this is a very new company. But since Team Beachbody was formed, so that kind of buddy system situation, you can see the progression of additional products that they came out with to support every kind of possible need. So anywhere from somebody that might have been coming off of an injury or have knee trouble or something like that, then a softer, and I say softer in a super loose term, but a more easy, I guess, on your joints program being PiYo. I think most everybody that you would bump into at Publix or the gas station has heard of Insanity. So that's obviously one of our, I guess you say like flagship, I don't really know the technical term, but super popular programs. Everybody knows what that is. And speaking of, and I think this is covered later, but I'm just gonna dive into this right now. Beachbody spends millions of dollars on marketing and advertising every single year that turns around and benefits us as the Team Beachbody, the buddy / coach side of things, that we don't have to spend. Because I don't know about you guys, I don't yet. I feel like, you know, maybe in the future, I don't have a $4 million marketing budget. That's not in the place I'm at right now. Beachbody does that for us. We don't have to have this huge capital that you would normally have to have if you were starting some kind of like brick and mortar store. So this is really kind of like a business in a box. So much is done for you that we're able just to share what we love. And again, link arms with people and take them on this amazing journey with us, because I really don't know of anybody that couldn't benefit from fitness, nutrition, and then the accountability and support side that we offer. I can't think of anybody. Everybody wants to do a little more, be a little better, or have more energy to run after their kids, or, you know, whatever the case may be, whatever the need is. I feel like we feel that in one way or the other. So that was kind of a side note. So as I was saying, you know, Beachbody is a fairly new company. You can see the incredible revenue growth that we've had just since 2007. And you guys, this continues. And here's the most exciting thing. I don't think that there's ever a bad time to start a business. My only regret about coaching is not starting sooner. But I will say that right now is such a special time because we are about to go international. That has been released as far as the knowledge of that. And if y'all give me 2 seconds, my phone is going off and I just want to make sure that there's not a technical problem. I have it plugged in. No, we're good. Okay, sorry about that. I'm always nervous that there's a technical issue, and so I try to keep my phone close. So we are going international, which is huge. How does that benefit you? There's about to be a whole new territory open up. If you're in sales, you know how big that is. It's a whole new country. So we have not been released to be able to say what country that is, but I can tell you it's a really big freaking country. So now, more than ever, and like I said, there's never a bad time, but I would say now more than ever is just kind of like that golden egg, like buy the Apple stock before it blew up kind of moment. So I think I'm supposed to No, I'm going. 2 more slides. Okay, so I don't think that you really have to go far without noticing that there's some kind of like massive health crisis in the United States. Like, you know, you can go to your local Walmart or Target or the gas station, and you can visually see, not in a judgmental way, but you can visually see the struggle that we have in America right now. I believe a lot of it came from, you know, the influx of fast food that our parents, and I'm about 30, so somebody, you know, about 50-ish, you know, would have had growing up. But nevertheless, we're really facing a crisis. And so at this pivotal point, we're able to make a change in that, you guys. We're able to make a shift and help people and really change the course of their lives. Because I know, at least in my family, I think this is probably a lot of families, the woman in the household is kind of the one that does like the grocery shopping. Like she kind of like does the meal plan. She's like, no, this is what we're eating. Like, I'm telling you this. She's in charge, right? So, but by example and by, you know, changing, I guess, you know, any food habits or anything like that that you might have slipped into, you're able to not only change your family's life, but change other lives in this process. And that is a trickle down effect. To me, that is like leaving legacy. And that's just something that it's not super sexy when we talk about this business, like leaving a legacy. But I think that's a really vital piece, is like, no, like who's going to remember my name? And I know for me, you know, being in this business, you know, 2.5 years, I'm going to have a few thousand people already have helped in the last 2.5 years. And I know that there's thousands in my future that will remember my name. And that's not so much for me, but I know that I've benefited their family. I know that I've changed their child's life. So this is just a side note that came to me the other day, and I was like, oh man, that's a super cool thing whenever you think about it. So like, what makes us unique? So why did Beachbody change from that 1998 infomercial, you know, kind of core business, which thankfully they still spend that money on infomercials, but what does this, you know, Team Beachbody and this coaching, what it makes it unique and different? So we combine the 4 big parts of what is required for somebody to really have success in their health and fitness. So that is their fitness, their nutrition, their peer support, which is their coach. And again, that is just you being like, hey, I'm on this journey, come with me. And then rewards. And Beachbody rewards people for just completing a program. I don't know about you guys, but I freaking love free t-shirts. And every single time you complete a program, and every single time your customers complete a program, they get a free t-shirt. And then at the end of the year, and I think they do this quarterly as well, they give away so much money for people's just amazing transformations, and not, you know, they don't have to spend extra money. Like, it's nothing like that. They just submit their before and after results after, you know, completing a program, and then they get entered into the drawing where they're actually reviewed, and it's like, wow, that was a really amazing transformation. We want to reward this person with an extra $500, with an extra $1,000. And then at the end of the year, I know that there's a big $100,000. I just think that's incredible that they are so invested, not only, you know, in all different ways, but financially invested in the success that they want people to have with these programs. I just think that speaks to the integrity of the company. So my slides are officially over, but I noticed that I didn't share my story. So I'm just going to give you like a quick, like a minute and a half of my story. Sorry for being like on the back end of that. I just like dove into those slides super fast. So about 2.5 years ago, like I said, I've been a coach. I was in corporate America. I had a budding corporate career. Anybody from the outside looking in would have been like, this girl has her ish together, right? I had the shiny degree on the wall, the whole 9 yards. And everybody told me I was on the right track. But then all of a sudden, the right track started to feel like a straitjacket. I love to travel. I love wine, preferably together. And the 2 weeks of vacation was just literally starting not to cut it. And I hated asking for time off because most of the time I had already bought the plane ticket. So I was a little nervous that they were going to say no, and I was going to flush $1,000 plane ticket down the drain. And so I was definitely searching for something like that. I was looking everywhere, and it is nothing short of destiny or fate or God or whatever you want to call it that I stumbled upon this coaching opportunity. And however you came upon this tonight, whether, somebody thought so much of you that they invited you, first of all, you need to go and thank them, because your life will never be the same, because you now have this information. But I lost my place. Hold on. But I was searching for something where I could get out of that 9 to 5 and like always asking for time off and asking for vacation and doing all of that. But I didn't want the financial rug to be pulled out from underneath me. I don't know about you, but that salary felt really cozy, and it was there was no way at that time that I could just been like, yeah, no thanks, for that entire salary. I'm going to go and start to try to build my own business. So what I was able to do is I was able to fit this in early in the morning and late in the evening to start to build a life by design, that I didn't have to ask for a time off, when I had already bought that plane ticket and be scared that they were going to say no. So that's a little bit of my story. This is one of the best decisions that I've ever made. I say that second only to marrying my amazing husband. And again, my only regret is that I didn't stumble upon it earlier, but I believe that destiny and fate played a super big role in that. And if you are watching this tonight, I really believe that there is a reason. So I'm going to shut up. There's 3 other amazing ladies on this call, and I am going to turn it over to the next person. And you're probably seeing a little bit of a rave right now on your screen, because I just wanted to make sure that the slides were presenting to everyone once they start talking. So take it away, ladies.
Wow, Heatherly, that was amazing. I'm pretty sure that we all could have sat and just hung on every word you were saying for the rest of the night.
Oh my God, you're so sweet.
Oh, you're amazing, girl. Okay, so my name's Melissa Breslin, and like Heatherly said, I'm just going to quick share my story, and then we'll go back to the slides. So yeah, like Heatherly said, I come from the corporate world as well. Right out of college, I worked in administrative accounting, and then let's see, my husband and I moved to Atlanta about 6 months after I graduated. So I was on the job hunt again, and I was just hit right in the face with nothing but thanks, but no thanks, or you don't have enough experience when I just graduated months prior to. So that was super frustrating. All of my classmates, especially my husband, had found a blossoming career with a really big corporation. And I was just missing the bus, even with the same credentials. So in retrospect, looking back, I now know that all of those things, but no thanks, happened to me because I was meant to be an entrepreneur. So it was a blessing in disguise. So maybe you're the young professional who's a year or 2 out of school, or perhaps more, and you're experiencing the same struggles I felt. Maybe you feel like your qualifications are all of a sudden a dime a dozen, but you aren't. I can really relate to you. And I'm sure a lot of other women can as well. So you're not alone. That's hard. But it's okay to expand your way of thinking. There's so many different avenues of business, and this is just one that I think is such a blessing. So, yeah. So going back to the slides. Okay, so kind of a cool story. One thing I really love about Beachbody is our integrity, which I'll go more into that later. And so basically, I'm going to tell you a little story about our vanilla Shakeology flavor. The integrity of our products is just unparalleled. So years ago when it was released, Beachbody wasn't able to find the source of vanilla that they were looking for. It just wasn't up to their standards. However, the government did approve the flavor. But the thing is that the Food and Drug Administration doesn't approve supplements. They just cover food and drug. So they don't cover shakes like Shakeology. So they wouldn't have had the authority to say yes or no anyway. However, Beachbody said, hey, we don't need to worry about that because we're not releasing this until we find the purest form of vanilla. So they ended up losing a bunch of money because they opted out of releasing it until they found that source that they were looking for. So I think that's just kind of a cool story. It just shows that we're a top-notch company. You can trust that you'll be joining a very reputable and respected brand. Okay. So just on the topic of Shakeology, a lot of people will probably tell you, hey, I already have a protein shake that I love. And my response to that is always, hey, good for you. But does your protein shake have over 70 superfoods in it? Probably not. And that's really all that really needs to be covered. Shakeology has been a huge lifesaver in our family. I have noticed personally just a really increased sense of energy. The afternoon brain fog has really sort of diminished. My cravings for sweets have really gone down. And I know that, at least that I found, there's not another shake on the market with so many pure ingredients, and so many health benefits, and so many personal benefits. So, okay. So, just a second. We're going to go to the next slide. Okay, so clearly our stuff works, you guys. It's in the photos, it's in the proof. We're all living it. We have something for everyone. We want to lose 5 pounds, 100 pounds. If you hate exercise, if you hate working out, we have stuff for that. If you love cardio, if you love weightlifting, we've got you covered there. So there's no, I don't like to work out or I love to work out. We have something for everyone, and it's, you know, it works time and time again. We've seen it work. We know it works. And it's wonderful. So, okay. So a lot of people have quite a few misconceptions when it comes to coaching. And if you have them, that's okay, because we had them too. And that's why we go over it. A lot of people worry that you have to be into fitness or a fitness or nutrition expert, or that you have to be experienced in sales or marketing. Or I think the biggest thing that a lot of people are fearful of is that we only work in sales, which is not the case. So we totally get that. We don't like being sold to either. Like I said, I have a background in marketing. I know how sales work. I know every sales pitch in the book. I can tell you why someone uses it. And I can tell when someone does it correctly and when they don't. And I know there are a lot of companies especially on Facebook these days, that don't do it correctly. That's not what we're going to teach you. I've never, ever felt like I was being sold to with this. And all I'm doing is sharing my experience and inviting others to do it along with me. And we teach you exactly how to use social media for the greater good and how to attract your target market. So you're going to know exactly what to do. You're going to have a guideline. We're going to work with you. So you're not going to have to worry about saying the wrong thing, being salesy, you know, anything like that, because we're just going to help you share your truth, and you're going to be totally fine. Okay, so what does a coach do? In a nutshell, we work on social media, and we hold our customers and teammates to an incredibly high standard. We host monthly accountability groups, otherwise known as challenge groups, with usually the majority of the women on this call. And I also host monthly coach internships for my team members who are working towards growing their business. And as far as all those trainings go, we have all of them in Google Docs. So when you come on board with us, we've already done the heavy lifting for you. We just ask that you come to work every day with a positive attitude. I work with my customers on achieving the highest level of physical wealth they want to achieve. And I work with my coaches on their businesses and financial goals, and I teach them how to duplicate what I've already done. So just legally, we can't guarantee any level of success or income. But just, I'm sure by listening to our stories, you know, this works. This is a real business. I can tell you that all of us on this call are full-time coaches. We make more than enough to supplement our corporate jobs and without the need for another. And I don't share that to brag. That's not the intention at all. It's just to show what's possible, because when you look at us, I mean, we're so normal. We're just everyday people. It's not that we're like anyone special, but we were able to do this just because we worked hard. We didn't give up. And so we're going to have your back, and we're going to teach you exactly what we learned. So there's no reinventing the wheel. It's just coming on board and linking arms with us. And we're gonna big. So, okay, I believe Suzanne is the next speaker, so I will let her take it away.
Okay, all right, you guys. Had to unmute my line. Thank you so much, Melissa. I love hearing your story. Heather Lee, I absolutely love hearing your story too. And there's so many things, just listening to you guys, there's so many things I just want to add, because I felt like you were talking to me. Like just the whole, you know, being the example, being the mom, being the, you know, the one who leads by example, and for your family. I mean, you guys, I'm here right now. I have, you know, I have 4 kids. I'm a mom. I'm a wife. I have 2 of which that are coaches as well, who you have met, Melissa, and also Alexandra, who you're going to meet in just a little bit. And you probably know everybody already. But, you know, that's a big part of my story, is the fact that I started coaching. It's going to be 7 years in June, believe it or not, which amazes me. I'll never forget the day I signed up. But because of me becoming a coach, it clearly, like, it just changed the whole just trajectory of our lives as a family. And I just want to share a little bit about that with you guys. I'm going to share a little bit of my story, and then we're going to go through some slides. But again, thank you so much for getting on. I appreciate it. My name is Suzanne Beck, if you don't know who I am, and I am a wife, I'm a mom, I'm a grandma, and of course, I'm a Beachbody coach. And before coaching, my husband and I were super financially stressed. This is back in 2010. So we were financially stressed, we were in debt, we were having to charge everything to just get by, while my husband was working insane amount of hours around the clock. And I felt, you know, I needed to help. We have 4 kids, and at that time we were paying for 2 to go to college. We had 1 getting ready to begin in the fall, and our youngest was seriously into every single thing imaginable, music, sports. You know, it was all summer long, all year long. So I really knew that we just needed something to help, and I knew that I needed to help. I worked with my husband at the time, and we had, you know, kind of all of our eggs in one basket. He's self-employed. I worked with him. And so at the same time, and I'm going to go way back because I was looking at the slide of like all of our fitness programs, and that one wasn't even on it. And I tell you what, this is what like launched Beachbody, was P90X. And maybe even some of you guys are even too young to even know about that one, but it is amazing. So at that same time, my husband and I were both getting results with P90X, and that's how I started with Beachbody. And I started sharing what I was doing with others because people were asking me, and they were asking us. And so I found that I was like already beginning to share what I was doing, and people were loving it and wanting to hear more. And then I found out about coaching. And so I kind of tied the 2 together, obviously, and I really began to feel like something really special was happening. And I developed this passion to what like could truly happen with this business, that I could grow this business. I was open to the possibilities of like really truly building this business by helping others. So at 43 years old, a stay-at-home mom, again, working part-time with my husband, I made the decision that it would turn out, like I said before, to be the biggest blessing of my life and change our family's lives dramatically. And I began to coach part-time. And, you know, you guys, seriously, for a long time, I guess not for a long time, I began to like be really excited about what I was doing. And I felt this new aliveness and this new purpose and meaning, and I was just so excited. So I would wake up every single day, and I was just so excited about it, and just knowing that this was mine. And I realized very quickly that I had found my purpose. And I think that you're going to hear that so much from coaches, is just this calling that you have to help others, and to just to spread the word and to help as many people as possible. So, you know, here we are now. It's like almost 7 years later, and we've found freedom. We have paid off our mortgage and our debt, and, you know, we travel to amazing places with Beachbody. They've sent us to, I just finished my 5th free trip with Beachbody, which is really cool. I can't even imagine being able to do this, you know, aside from Beachbody. And I've just developed a confidence and a love of like learning leadership and just growing each day. I've been able to quit my job with my husband. I did that, oh boy, I'm thinking three years ago, which was awesome. And so now I'm coaching, and it's been just a huge blessing to us. So And as you can see, I'm surrounded by amazing, supporting, just amazing women. Heather Lee is just phenomenal. And there's so many amazing friendships. Some of my best friends ever have been found through coaching. So anyways, I guess what's most important to me is the freedom and the time that this has given me and our family. And so anyways, that's why I wanted to share that with you. But we'll go on to the slides here, and definitely the benefits of being a coach. You can set your own work hours, which you can do. I took the afternoon off today to sit in the sun, and it was amazing because we don't get the sun very often, and it feels so good. You can focus part-time or full-time. It's totally up to you, whatever your goals are. You can build online or in person. You can share your passion and attract people, and that's exactly what we do. Next slide, please. So the rewards with Beachbody is you will receive 25% commission, and also you will receive a 25% discount on anything that you purchase from Beachbody, all product. There's bonuses for team growth. There are trips, like I mentioned before, major recognition, which is really cool because I don't know how many of you get recognized for, for being so valuable at work, or just even hearing, good job, way to go. We really help each other succeed, and we really celebrate each other. Learning and personal development, which is by far made probably the biggest transformation in my life, is just the learning, the personal growth that we do. That's part of our journey with Beachbody and our journey as a person, which is awesome. Grow yourself from the inside out. Next slide. So when you join either Misfit Republic or Renegade Society, which I have here, my awesome shirt, you will receive access to exclusive team training. You'll receive a welcome planner with everything that you need to know. We work with you. You are not left alone. We have team training. Like we say, do not try to invent the wheel or reinvent the wheel. We're successful. We have done the work. We have, we've made it simple and put systems into place. And so we also will do that with you and show you. We will give you the tools to succeed. So there's no guessing and there's no being left alone. So what to expect from Misfit Republic and Renegade Society? Well, a lot of fun, first of all, great friends, huge support, elite new coach training. Our next coach training is starting on the 17th of this month. So that's coming up really quick. Weekly team calls, and we keep those limited because it's really important to us that we are, keep those personalized so that we can give you all of our attention. So that's coming up. Our next one is the 17th. We do weekly team calls, monthly team challenges, team building events, leadership training. We have a Facebook team page that you can go to every single day if you have questions, for answers, for just building your team, building that camaraderie and that support, recognition and accountability, which is huge. All right. So this is Andrea, and she gave us an example of her 3-year income growth with Beachbody. As you can see, is pretty amazing. First months in the business, and then she skips to then her 12th month, her 2nd year, her 3rd year. And it just really goes to show you what hard work will do, what consistency will do, and whatever, you're going to get what you put into it. If it's all depending on your goals, if you want to build a lucrative business, a lucrative income, then of course it's going to take more focus. If you want to be a coach that's more for just some date night money, to cover the grocery bill, that's totally fine. That's absolutely totally fine. We will support your goals in whatever you want to do with it. But we just want to show you what's possible. Next slide, please. Okay. Now, am I going too far or is this mine,
Yep,
Alex?
yeah, this is
Okay. Huh?
this is you.
Okay, thank you. So what is this? Is this one of those pyramid schemes? And truthfully, you guys, that drives me crazy because pyramid schemes are absolutely illegal. And I think probably the defining thing with pyramid schemes is there's not a product that is offered, or there's not, you're basically like you're being paid to just basically bring people on board, which is, anyways, that's absolutely not what Beachbody is. And I think it's really common for people to just, because of the way the business model is set up, I think people just don't understand it. And that's the first term that they think of. But they're absolutely illegal. And Beachbody has a very, very like I don't even know how many A's for the Better Business Bureau. So we are an amazing, amazing company. And I do think this is where you start, Alex.
It is.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. That's okay. Thank you so much for all the great info so far. I know probably a lot of you guys, I mean, you're probably sitting here thinking, I've got so many questions and it sounds really fun and really exciting. We want you to know we've been in your shoes. We've watched one of these presentations before. I don't know. We totally get it. So we hope that this is something that, you know, we're unattached to your decision for sure, but it is here to help guide you and to let you know that these are real people. So I get the pleasure of getting to share some of those people with you guys. Real quick, just my story. I'm going to blow through this. If you want to hear the big, long, romanticized version of it, it's always available over on my Facebook page. So you're welcome to go find me over there. But just real quick, I got started into Beachbody because I saw some of these numbers as like what you're seeing right here. My bank account looked very similar to Blair's first month, and that was not from me coaching. I looked at our bank account one day. I graduated from college. I got a lot of those thanks but no thanks. My husband was laid off at the time and I was a mama and all the weight fell on my shoulders. And so I just remember looking at my bank account one day and seeing that we had about $29 to our name. That wasn't including the groceries we had to get or the bills we had to pay or the vodka soda that I wanted to get after work. So I wanted this business for the financial reasons. So I knew about coaching because my mom, who you just heard from, was coaching and she was doing pretty well. And like, I was a little jealous because here she wasn't. Maybe you have some of these feelings of jealousy too, or a little bit of envy, because you see these women posting about this coaching thing and this life that, you know, they're able to live. And you just think like, must be nice. And so that was totally me to my mom. And then so I finally swallowed my pride and said, okay, tell me what I got to do. Had no intention of falling in love with this business. Maybe you're watching this video right now and you're just like, I have no intention of actually following through, but like, I'm just going to take a peek and make sure that this is not for me, right? But anyways, I did end up falling in love with this business and I became obsessed with it. And then I decided that I didn't want to work. I was the world's worst employee, you guys. My own dad fired me. And I probably should have gotten fired from other jobs too, but I did walk out on money. And so I feel bad about that. But again, you're meant to be an entrepreneur, right? I only work good for myself. And so I ended up being able to quit my jobs. I was working 2 full-time jobs when I was looking into coaching. So if you're busy, I totally get it. We love busy people. You guys tend to get things done. And ended up, you know, being able to be home and spend time with my family. It was a godsend because last year my husband did pass away in an accident. And so this coaching was like one of those things where you like wonder why it shows up in your life. You wonder why you're watching this. You wonder why it keeps coming up. Or maybe your coach keeps messaging you and says, hey, we really need to take a look at this again. And it might be just a nudge from God or the universe saying, you might need this in your life one day. So more on my story about that over on my Facebook page. But just do know we're here because we absolutely love them. We're so excited to help guide you for a decision too. So back to Blair. She obviously, I don't have much to say about her. She's just an example, just an amazing person who committed to this business. Just like, you know, what we're doing. This isn't, you know, a get rich quick thing. This isn't where we're going to tell you like, oh, it's easy. We'll tell you it's laughably simple because all we do is share our passion and our love for these products. And we help people, you know, learn from our mistakes. You get to basically open up your business. We get to tell you everything that we did wrong and what we learned from it. And then you get to avoid all those mistakes. So that's Blair. That's an example of her business journey. This is Noelle right down here. Just another example of a military wife. I don't know how many of you guys are military or not, but oh, I'm sorry, not military. She's talking a lot here about the personal development issue. I guess that we touched on earlier. So much of this business is going to be growth. It's not just financial or physical. It's going to be who you become in the process. And I think that's why we fall in love with it so much. So there's Noelle, and it's, of course, always fun to see your paycheck reflect that. Next, we have Amber. Amber is my soul sister. We are very, very similar. She is our military wife. And something I love about Amber is, like, she was in a position where, like, she didn't do anything wrong, but life happened, and they were having to take out loans in order to go visit their family. And so she kind of finally got sick and tired of, like, not being able to see, you know, let having her grandkids or her kids see grandparents. And so she decided to do something about that. And Beachbody was that catalyst for a change. Next slide. All right. So I want you guys to just sit for a minute and think about the pain points in your life. And I want you to, you know, maybe think about what's wrong or what could be right if maybe you had more time, more money, maybe more, what if you had more of a peace of mind? Because money isn't everything in this business. And I know that's for me, that's why I was looking into it. And I think that we'd all, you know, if we had to peel back the layers and we got really honest with ourselves, you know, we do want to make some money with this because that's what it does. It gives us a peace of mind and allows us to spend the time with who we want, when we want, doing what we want on our own schedules, right? So I want you to think about some of those things that you're not able to do right now. And we're going to help you make that decision if this business is for you. I do want to put a little bit of a disclaimer on this. I think it's so easy to see these slides. You see these coaches and you see what they've done. But this is a business, you guys. I don't want to tell you that it's not hard, that you're not going to have to. It's called network marketing for a reason. It's not net Slack marketing. So if you're willing to show up and put in the work, this business will pay you like it. So I do want to just put a disclaimer. I know this sounds so well and good, but I had to learn this the hard way. I didn't treat my business like a business in the beginning, and it took me a little while to get off the ground. I'm erasing that pain point for you guys when you come into our team, or Heather Lee when you come into Misfit Republic. However, we will meet you halfway. You want to walk, we'll walk. If you want to run, we'll run. If you stop showing up, we're not going to chase you down. Okay, next slide. All right, so let's get to the good stuff. This is how you get started, right? So there's a couple ways that you can join as a coach. First one, this is what I always tell people, just because it saves you the most money, and also it's just the best way to get started. You can join with a challenge pack. That's going to be right now, you guys. I'm having everybody start. We have an all access challenge pack right now. You get access to everything in the Beachbody catalog, every single program. Our portion control containers, if you've seen those cute little pictures all over Facebook, 30 days of Shakeology, you get all access to our expert panel, plus you get to sign up and open your business basically for free. The other way is that you can enroll with our $39.95 coach fee and then pick up your Shakeology HD with your 25% discount. You can also, if you are a active duty military family, you're able to sign up for free, and we will get rid of that $15.95 monthly fee for you. Next slide. Okay, awesome. So I mentioned there's a monthly fee. Oops, $16.95. Sorry, I missed it by $1. This is going to be a business owner's dream. It's going to cover everything that you see on the screen right there. I love this because I am so not organized. I am not a technical person. About the most that I know about anything with a computer is going to be Facebook or Instagram or stuff like that. And so when I come into this business and I know that we've got the best professionals working behind me to make sure when people come to me, like, Beachbody makes me look real good, and I don't have to do any of that, but my $16.95 a month does, and that covers all that you see right there. Oh, just as a side note, we can go to the next slide, but there are no contracts or minimums. I know that that's kind of a question that I get often, is like, well, what, do I have to sell so much product, or do I have to, you know, no. There's none of that. Beachbody wants you to be here because your heart's here, not because of your sales skills, right? Okay, So let's talk about this. In the next 24 hours, whoever invited you to this call, they're going to follow up and ask, because there's a lot of information here. We know that you guys are going to have questions. We want you to have questions. So start thinking right now about, what did you like best about it? Was there anything that stood out to you specifically? You know, remember how I asked you to talk about those pain points or think about those just personally to yourself? Maybe you've talked to your coach or not. I want you to start looking at the information that you've been provided here and ask, how does Beachbody fit in? How is Beachbody a solution? What would my life look like differently if my Beachbody business took off? If it could provide that extra $50 a month or $100 a month, or what if it provided another full-time income like it's done for us? You know, how would your life look different? Also, you do have options, you guys. We know that Beachbody is not for everyone. We don't think it should be. But you can make the decision if this business isn't for you. We really want to invite you to try our products, because they are absolutely elite products. They are the best. We know you'll fall in love with them. And at least if you're not in this for the business, you can be in it and become part of our Fit family. Okay, next slide. So just a few things. I know we kind of touched on this earlier, what to expect from Misfit Republic and Renegade Society. We are picky about who we choose to work with because we want to see you be successful. I don't think that there's much else to say about that. You have to be a team player. You have to be teachable and service-minded. You really can't be in this for the money. You really have to truly want to help people. I will say that. Most importantly, we really want you guys to have fun with this, because fun is just so contagious. And that's when life starts becoming more joyful and you start feeling like you have so much more of a purpose. And I think I can speak for all of us here. This doesn't feel like a job. This is like our life's work. And it's because it's so fun and that we've, you know, connected with each other and we have these relationships. So we want to invite you tonight to link arms with us. And it is really time to make a decision. You've been presented all of this information. You know what you're lacking in your life. You know where things could be better. You know also what you deserve. Otherwise you wouldn't be on here. So does the coach that invited you. And so it's time to make a decision. Are you going to step up into the life you deserve, to the life that your family deserves? Are you ready to start that legacy? Or are you going to take a look at this slideshow and you're going to go, oh yeah, but that's not what you're going to do tonight. You're going to walk through this. You're going to make a decision. If you got that fire in your belly, it's time to step up, and I'm just going to leave you with that. Unless I've got one more slide. Okay, I do have one more slide. I'm not leaving you with that. So I'm going to leave you with that choice. But because we want you to make that choice, we want to encourage you to do something you've never done before, which is to act when you got the chance to act. How many of you in your life could look back at a time and you're like, oh, if only I would have chose differently? We don't want this to be that for you. So we're giving you a little bit of bribe and we're not apologizing for it. We want to enter you guys to win a $50 Lululemon gift card. If you guys aren't familiar with Lululemon, it is like, you guys, you haven't lived. It's so, so cool, but you'll get to experience that as soon as you get signed up. So this is how it works. You'll get 3 entries. If you sign up tonight, your name will go in the drawing 3 times. So if you wait until tomorrow, you're the person who wants to sit and think about it, not a problem. Your coach is so excited to talk to you tomorrow, and they will help you get signed up. But because you're taking that a little bit of a delay and you're giving yourself some time to let those negative voices and all the why you can't creep in, we're only going to throw you in for 2 entries tomorrow. If you are that person who wants to wait even longer, on that 3rd day, I know that says Tuesday, but we're thinking Thursday, Friday-ish for us here. It's just a typo. We're only going to give you 1 entry for signing up. So the reason that we do this is, you guys, you know, we want you to take action. There is absolutely no such thing as resources, you know, the time, the money, my blah, 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 whatever your excuse is. It's all about resourcefulness, and that's who we want to work with. So we are going to reward that kind of tenacity, that kind of go-getter right now. So what do you say, you guys? Are we so excited?
Dude, I'm not gonna be able to sleep.
I know.
At least an hour. Like, that was amazing.
I know.
Nailed it.
You ladies are so amazing. Like, if you're still on this call and you're still watching us, like, I mean, after nearly an hour on time that you could have been dedicated to your family, like, I don't know. I am a true believer that you were on here for a reason. That's just
I agree.
Yes.
okay. All right, you guys, it's time to make some decisions. We are excited to welcome you into the team. Post into the group if you have additional questions or if you're like, I'm all in. Raise hand, post in there. Your coach will get you the information that you need to get set up tonight, and then you'll get 3 entries into the drawing. So thank you so much for spending time with us. And if these ladies, yeah, we're good?
We're so good. We're so
We're
excited.
so good. All right, everyone, cheers.
Cheers,
And
everybody.
happy-
Bye.
Bye.